So I'm gonna have you guys stand up. I can't stand up because then you won't see me. Let's do your Pilates V today. So heels together, toes apart, and just let the shoulders be heavy. We'll take an inhale, arms come up to the sky, let the ribs open up. Let's cactus the elbows wide as you lift your chest to the sky, getting that nice big stretch across your heart. And on your exhale, round all the way down, let the head be really heavy, let the arms just dangle. And when you're at the bottom, maybe shake your head no, nod your head yes, just kind of getting rid of any little tension in the neck. Let the head be still, and just a couple shoulder rolls while you're down there. Let the arms hang, but just roll the shoulders forward a few times and then back a few times. And then find stillness with the arms. Keep your weight in your toes so your booty doesn't fall backwards, and slowly start to roll up on your next exhale. Getting a little more length in the spine. Let the head be super heavy like a bowling ball till it finally comes up, and then a couple big shoulder rolls. And then we'll do a little stretch. So start with your feet slightly wider than your hips. You'll stay standing up. We'll reach up and over, grab onto your left wrist, then big side bend over to the right, and really anchor that opposite foot down to deepen your stretch. And then up through center. Switch hands, reaching up and over. Now the right hip gets a little bit heavier. And center, we'll do that one more time per side. As you reach over, try and keep the shoulder down so you're reaching with the waistline. And exhale, center, one more to the left. Big reach over, let the shoulder down. And then exhale up, arms come down. And we're just gonna kind of reach the arms forward and back. Just kind of opening up the shoulders and the chest a bit more. I need to kind of get rid of all that anger energy from trying to set up this darn computer situation. And just find nice, big, expansive breaths here. Let's go for 8, 7, 6. Just bringing a little heat into the body as well. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let the shoulders settle down. And then let's come to sit on your mat. And we'll have your feet planted out in front of you, knees are bent. And you can move sort of the flesh of your bum out of the way. So you're right on top of your sitting bones. And we'll do a few half roll downs. So legs are about hip width and parallel. Arms reach forward and sit up really, really tall, the tallest you can sit. And then leading with your tailbone, tuck your tail. Use your belly to roll yourself maybe halfway back, kind of where you know where your spot is, where you feel your abs. You hold at the bottom. And then exhale to roll back up. Trying to keep your feet heavy. You might want to float up, so I know I went too far. Push the feet down to sit tall. Tuck the tail, feet stay heavy. That's going to help keep you out of your hip flexors. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, roll back up. We'll do that just 4 more times. Just starting to open up the low back a bit. Opening up the middle back. Inhale. Exhale, belly scoops in. Stack up tall. Round it back, leading with the pelvis. You're tipping your pubic bone up to the sky. And exhale back. 2 more. Roll it down. You go hollowing out through your center and hollow out more as you come up. This one, we're going to stay back there once we get back there. From here, turn the palms to face down. Plug the shoulders onto the back. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, press. As you press the arms down, try to push your feet heavier down. And then just scooping your belly in more. As the arms go up, keep your shoulders down so they don't creep up. They stay plugged on the back for 4. And create that tension like you're pushing through something heavy and thick. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Roll up, sit tall. Take a breath. Roll right back down. This time, palms face in. Inhale, we open. Exhale to close. You keep your arms in front of your body. And every time you close the arms, think of the ribs pointed. Keep moving. As you close, can you narrow in your waist? And when you open, you keep that knitting in. Inhale, open. Exhale in. Let the shoulders soften down and out of the neck and the ears. 4, 3, 2, 1. Round up, sit tall. Just 1 more. Roll it back again. Find your spot. Know that you can always hold on to your legs. We're just going to float one leg up to tabletop. Lower it back down. Other one comes up. Use your exhale to pull it up into your belly. Feel like the weight of the fever head just gets heavy into the pelvis. Maybe you add an opposite arm reach just to challenge the core a little bit more. If this starts to get funky in your low back, just come up a little bit higher. Yeah, find that spot where you can keep moving. But now we're just gonna pick up the pace for 6, 4, 2 more per side. 1 and 1. Roll it down, butterfly the legs, and just hang over. And now we're gonna set up for our full roll up. So have your legs extended forward out in front of you. And move your cheeks out of the way. We'll start upright. So legs are flexed, or feet are flexed. Legs really active here. Reach your arms forward and sit up super tall. Think of going up, still going up as you roll down. Tuck your tail, you're still getting taller. You're hollowing out your belly and your legs are reaching forward. We're gonna go all the way to the mat. When you get to the bottom, let the arms come overhead. You can let the ribs flare out for a second because it feels good. And bring the arms forward, let the ribs soften down. Inhale, the head comes up. Exhale, roll up and over. Reaching past your toes. And using your inhale to stack back up for your roll up. Then reach the heels forward, like the legs are being pulled right out of your hips. At any point, you can always use your arms. Roll it down. Arms can go overhead, ribs can stretch out. It's really important that you use your booty for this. So squeeze your tush like crazy. Exhale to roll up. Reaching over, stacking up, and just keep moving at your own pace. If you have a tight lower back like me, you can always soften the knees a bit, and that'll help to get a little more roundness in your lumbar spine. You want to feel like you're putting each bone individually onto the mat. And same thing on the way up. Peeling up one vertebra at a time. And we all have our sticky spots where we feel like we put a hinge up. So when you find it, just bring a little more breath into that area, maybe slow it down a little bit. We'll do 2 more slow before we pick up the pace. Again, glutes are turned on. That's going to help you from sliding forward and back. And it'll also keep you out of your hips. And the bigger the breath, the better. Breath is your fuel here, so use it to support you. We'll do 1 more full up and down. Anchor the feet really heavy. Exhale, roll it up. And now we're just gonna pick up the pace. And you'll notice probably already that my counting is sucks. So if I say 3 more, it's usually like 5.5 more. So sit up tall. We're gonna use 1 inhale to roll down. Exhale to roll up. Inhale to roll down. Exhale up. And again, if this is just not fun on your back, go up down to a point that you can come up and out of. So you don't have to go all the way down. Listen to your body. We'll do that 4 more times. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale, lengthen the heels away. Exhale, keep reaching the heels. 2 more. One more. We'll roll down halfway and hold it there. Roll the shoulders down, try and curl your tail under a little bit more. Now just your right leg, reach it long, and it's gonna come up a few inches and down to a hover. Exhale to lift. For 5, 4 again, even though the leg is reaching so far away, you're pulling it into your pelvis as well. 2, 1, lower it down at the flexed foot. Point the left foot, lift it up, and exhale, it lifts more. Don't be afraid to use your hands. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down, roll over the legs again. If you grab the ankles and take a nice stretch, sending your tail back and your heart forward. Oh, And now that we're all warmed up, we'll go right into our 100. So lie yourself down. Hug the knees in, maybe a little rock side to side. And then hold the back of your legs to help you for this first curl. We're going to use the legs to help you lift the head, neck, and shoulders up as high as you can get them. And the higher, the less you're going to feel your neck. And then you stay this high. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Oh, I forgot what we were doing. Just kidding. Don't interlace your fingers. Arms come down by your sides. We'll keep the legs at tabletop to start with. Start pumping your arms up and down as we inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep pumping and keep breathing. You want to feel like you're in a pool of water and you're trying to make a big splash. So these are about 8 inches of range of your pumps. They're big. Any point, you can always put the head down. We try to keep pumping. You can always send the legs out to a high diagonal for that extra challenge. And every exhale, belly sinks in more. You're trying to reach your fingertips straight across the room. Same with the toes. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, get longer. Exhale, curl deeper. 3 more breaths. Try and find big, expansive breaths. This is a breathing exercise. 1 more. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it at the top. Curl a little bit deeper. Bend the knees, curl deeper. And then lower it down. If your neck gets tight at all, just turn the head side to side. And then we're going to go back to our roll-ups with a little bit of a twist. So extend your legs back out along the mat. We'll glue the legs together again in parallel. Heels are heavy and feet are flexed. Arms up to the sky. Inhale, the head comes up. Exhale, roll it up. Stack up tall. Now in this one, as we roll down, we're going to kind of lean to the right a bit. So we're rolling down towards the right. But legs are still really still. We're going to stop when we get to the tips of the shoulder blades. And then exhale right back up to the right. And then back to center. We'll do the right 5 times total. Rolling back, trying to keep the left hip really anchored. Just that right shoulder blade touches, and then exhale back up. Again, arms are always there for your use. If wanted or needed, it's not a cheat, especially if it helps you keep your form in check. 2 more. Rolling down to the right. Inhaling at the bottom. Exhale, rolling up. 1 more. A little bit. Rolling down, down, down. Exhale back up. Stacking tall at the top. Now we'll take it over to the left. Rolling down. Maybe notice if this side feels a little bit stickier than one side and the other. And exhale up to the left. Again, know that you can bend the knees again like we did on our other roll up. Rolling down, trying to keep that right hip heavy, but he does not want to stay down for me. And exhale. 3 more. And just go to your point. Maybe you don't go down to your shoulder blades. Maybe you go just down to halfway. Listen to your body. 2 more. And hopefully you're doing a better job than me at keeping your legs still. Rolling down to the left. And exhale up. I think that was 5. Now we're going to go all the way around the world. So straight legs or softly bent knees. Sit up tall. We'll start to roll down to the right. We'll get to our shoulder blades. We come to center. We go to the left. Roll up to the left. Find center. We reverse that. Roll down to the left. Center over to the right. Exhale it back up. To the right. Down, around. Exhale up. And then now just kind of go with your own flow. Use your breath to guide you for how fast or how slow you move. Maybe it's quicker, maybe it's slower. Rolling down, getting the sides of the waist to start to fire up. Exhale back up. We'll do 1 more full around the world. Going to the right. Shoulder blades. Exhale up to the left. Last time, going down to the left. Exhale up and center, maybe butterfly the legs and round over them again. We'll give our abs a break for a sec, or sort of not really. We're gonna lie down, find a little bridge series. So lie down on your back, have your feet about inner hip distance, so that's pretty narrow, just about a fist between your feet and your knees. And the feet are pretty close to your bum. Arms are long, and just let your butt release all the way, so no gripping of the seat for now. And then start to press your low back into the mat, tuck your tail, now squeeze your bottom, and peel your spine off the mat. Essentially the reverse of our roll up with the spine. At the top, we'll hold it for a sec. Reach your heels towards you and lengthen your knees forward. Squeeze your bottom. And think of the ribs getting heavy into the body with every exhale. The arms get a little longer. Then take your time, melting your spine down, as if someone's kind of pulling your hips and they're reaching them a little bit further on the way down, and it should feel really good. And then completely release at the bottom. Again, curl tuck, articulate your way up, peeling off the mat. And chest stays heavy, ribs stay heavy. Heels are pulling in towards you to really feel that work in your hamstrings and seat. And then melt it back down. And we'll do that 2 more times. And going at your own pace. The only thing you can do wrong is not breathe. So just make sure you're breathing. Shoulders are open. And round down. So next time we come up, we'll stay lifted. Curl, tuck, squeeze your bottom. And just kind of gaze down that you're in a nice long line. Without picking up your right foot yet, just put all your weight into your left foot. And then once they're there, the right leg comes up, the tabletop. Check out your hips real quick and make sure they're still square and that the right hip isn't closer to your right ribs than the left hip, left rib. We'll stretch the right leg up to the sky and point the foot. We're going to lower it down in line with the other knee and then kick it up. Inhale down, exhale up. Maybe it's a point down and then a flex up. You do whatever you want with the foot. I don't really care. Make sure that left inner thigh is hugging in towards center so it keeps you really stable for 4, 3, 2. On 1, bend the knee, put the foot down. Readjust if you got a little wonky. Then the weight shifts to the right. We pick the left leg up. Check out the hips that they're still square. Extend the leg up. Inhale, lower. Exhale up. Feel like someone's got a hold of your big toe and they're reaching it out of your hip. And while the leg is reaching away, the abs are pulling up. Always finding that opposition. 3 more. 3. Right inner thigh hugging in for 2. On 1, put the foot down. Reorganize. Maybe you get a little bit higher. Slowly roll it down. We're just going to add on from there. So curl, tuck, peel it back up. And heavy the ribs in. Right leg comes back up. Stretch it to the sky. Now as if our spine is just one bone, we're going to lower down and tap our bum. Pick it up. Tap and lift. Really squeezing into that left cheek and seeing how high you can get that right leg. Just 3 more because we're going to add on 2. We'll stay up on 1. Now the right leg, we've done it before, we're going to do it again. Just 3 times. Lower, kick it up for 3. 2. On 1, now we do 1 of each. We tap our bum, pick it up, lower the leg, kick it up. Tap, lift, lower, kick. Exhale to lift, exhale to kick. Going for lengths in that side. Press the arms heavy, they're there to help you. We've got 3 more. 2 more. We'll finish with the leg up at the top, little pulses to finish. Get your toes on the ceiling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, foot comes down, hips get higher first, and then massage the spine down. Maybe go into a little exaggerated arch in the back as it feels good. And then we gotta do that again, other side. So reorganize, curl, tuck, and peel up. And weight transfers to the right foot, left leg comes up. Since we know what's coming, we're just gonna go right into it, but we'll make it a little bit longer. So we'll start with the lower leg down, leg up. Booty, leg. Inhale down, exhale up, inhale lower, exhale kick. Notice if one arm is maybe feeling heavier than the other, try and even that out. And every exhale, find that wrapping in sensation of your center. We got 4 more. 3. 2 more. Last one. We hold at the top, little pulses up by pushing into that right heel and right glute. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Foot comes down, get the hips super high, and then slowly articulate your way down. Bend the knees in, maybe a little rock side to side to release the back. We've got 1 more bridge series. So this time we'll find our feet in a wide position. So they'll look out to the side like that. I won't put my crotch in your face. Find your feet again. Toes and knees are both turned out to the sides. Arms heavy, and now we have that one bone in our spine. We're just gonna lift up in one piece, lower down to tap. Lift and tap. Each time at the top, pull your heels closer to you and reach your knees further. Your heels don't actually move. It's that sensation of dragging the floor to you. And then see if you can squeeze your glutes not only on the way up, but even more on the way down. Find that work on both the concentric and eccentric part of the movement. In 4, we'll stay lifted at the top. 3, 2, we'll stay up on 1. Now we're just going to butterfly the knees together, open them up. Knees touch, knees open, going internal, external rotation with the thigh bones or the femur head. And then you do that internally, you should get a nice kind of release in the low back. It helps open up the low back as well as the sides of the hips. And you should feel that little bit of burn in the side of your tush for 6. 5, collarbones are nice and open. 4, 3, you can always do this with the arms lifted up. 2, if you want a little bit extra. On 1, now we're just going to combine. So as we lower our bum down, your knees come together. As you lift your bum, your knees broaden apart. Knees together on the down, knees open as you lift. Just kind of butterflying the knees. And then with your peripheral, and then notice if one leg goes more than the other. Because we're all kind of slightly imbalanced, right? We're not perfect. So just kind of pay attention, see if you can even it out so that we're not building up those imbalances. We're trying to even them out. Whoa, my legs are all over the place. We got 5, 4, again, squeezing in up and down. 2, on 1, we reverse that. So knees stay wide on the down, they close on the up. Open to lower, close to lift. Big exhales. How tight can you get your ribs knitting in with every exhale? Not because you force them down, but because that exhale just naturally sinks them down. Let's go 6, 5, 4, 3, we'll stay up at the top in 2. Hold at the top, and then we just butterfly the knees, open and closed again. Maybe you want to peel the heels up for this last bit. You can always walk the feet in closer. Let's get 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open the knees first, lower the heels, slowly roll it down. We'll find a quick little figure 4, just one ankle over the other knee. Have the feet either pointed or flexed, just make them do something active to help keep the knee alignment good. And then other side. And then we'll separate the legs. We're gonna make our way up. Before we get in our ab series, we're gonna come up onto all 4s just to get a little more movement in the body. So start with your hands right under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Then we'll just find a little cat and cow. Rounding the spine under, pulling the belly up. And then letting the belly drop as you send your tail back. Just leading with the tailbone as you move. Do that 2 more times. Just opening up the back body. And then opening up the front body. 1 more of each. And then we'll settle in our neutral spine. So that happy place right in between. Belly is pulling up. Elbows are soft here. Make sure they don't lock out or they're hyperextended like mine. And then 1 leg at a time, stretches back. We're in our plank. Feet are open about that fist distance again. And you're pushing your floor away. Press into the tips of your fingers. And broaden your shoulder blades. So we're not letting them kind of come together. They're nice and wide. Glutes are squeezing in. And we're going to start by just rocking our weight forward and back at our ankles. So you're pointing and flexing. Your body stays the same height. The head is lifted right in line with the spine. It always wants to drop down. Keep it lifted so it's not pulling forward. For 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, knees down. Quick little child's pose. If you're feeling lots of wrists, see if you can push the floor away more to really find your back. I'm getting sweaty. You're going to do that again with a little bit extra. So hands back under the shoulders. Elbows are soft, 1 leg at a time, steps back. This time bring them all the way together. We're going to take our right leg and hover it a couple inches off the mat with a pointed foot. And on the left foot, we go forward and back for 4. 3, inhale forward, exhale back, 2. On 1, switch legs, forward and back. 2, and 1, again, switch for 4. 3, 2, and 1. 1 more to the left for 4. 3, 2, and 1. 2 legs down, knees down, child's pose. Let the head get heavy. One last thing here, we'll do a little balance challenge. I'm going to turn a little bit. So hands right under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. We've got our 4-point knee, or 4-point knee. So belly is pulling in. Let's start by putting the weight into the right leg and stretch your left leg back. Once it's there, check out your right hip. You want it right over the knee so it's not falling out to the side. If it feels easy to balance, you're probably leaning a bit too much. And then once you're there, maybe the opposite arm reaches forward. And we just hold this first part, like someone's pulling your big toe straight back and your fingers forward. Make sure that left elbow is still soft. And now we're just going to tap the floor and lift. Toe and fingers tap. They lift. You can always do this with both hands down and just do the leg. Inhale, exhale. The leg only goes as high as you don't arch the back. We've got 6, 5, keep leaning over to the left, 3, 2, we're going to stay lifted to finish this. Now the arm and the leg both open out to the side and back in. They go away from each other, there's the wall, and back in. And you're using your waistline to balance you. 4, trying to stay the same height with the leg and the arm. 2, and 1, lower it down. If your wrists are bothering you, maybe roll them out for a sec. And then we'll get the other leg. So find your tabletop, shoulders under or over the wrists. Your weight transfers to your left leg, right leg goes back. Again, check out your left hip that it's right over. You'll probably need to lift out of the hip and lean a little bit to the right. And then maybe the left arm reaches. And that first part we just hold. You're being pulled in 2 directions. Reach your ribs a little bit further away from your hips so you get longer. And now let's tap. Exhale, lift. Inhale down, exhale up. Keeping this elbow really soft. So we're not resting in our joints. We're using our back and core to keep us lifted. 4. Squeeze your bum every time you pick it up. 2. We'll stay lifted. Now the arm goes to the left, leg goes to the right, and back in. It doesn't have to be big. It's where you stay really stable. So maybe it's just a couple inches. And you want to make it even, that the arm and leg both open out evenly. So the arm doesn't go really far if the leg can't go really far. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Reach it longer, lower it down. 1 more child's pose here. And now we're ready for our ab series. So we'll lie down back on our back. Hug the knees in tight. Little rock. Throughout the series, if your neck starts to bother you, first see if you can curl up higher. If that doesn't help, you can always do the whole thing with the head down. Or forget the arms and support your head the whole time. Listen to your body. I'll keep saying that. So let's grab onto the back of your legs. Use your legs to help you lift up nice and high. Head, neck, and shoulders are lifted, not because we're using the head, but because we're closing the ribs and using our abs to bring us up. Both hands to your right knee and pull it into your chest. Reach the left leg long, and then take your right hand to the outside of your right shin or ankle. Pull it in more and reach the left leg further. So you can curl up a little bit higher. And now we switch and switch for our single leg stretch. You're trying to reach the legs as far away from each other as you can. So we're not just touching the leg, we are pulling it in towards us. Have the legs really close as they cross. Maybe the inner thighs even brush. And elbows are wide. Go for 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2. 1 more per leg. Hug the knees in, lower the head down, take 1 big breath. On your exhale, curl right back up. Yeah, find that nice deep curl so there should be no neck tension. We have our double leg stretch. Arms reach back as the legs reach out. Slowly circle the arms, hug the knees. Maybe you get higher, but you stay that high. Inhale, reach. Exhale, circle and hug. The whole idea is that the upper body stays really still as the limbs are stretching apart. Inhale, reach. See if you can pull your belly button in more before the legs come in. We're going to change the pace on this one, so we're going to go out quick. We come in 3, 2, 1. Out quick. Pull in slow, 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 as if your arms and legs are moving through thick, wet cement. 2 more there. Reach it away. Slow, slow, slow. Last one. Reach it away. Come in, in. Hug the knees, lower the head. And you can turn the head side to side if your neck starts to bother you. That was 2 of 5. Back behind the legs. Use that to curl you up. Again, try to relax the neck here. 2 legs up to the sky. Grab onto the back of your right leg as high as you can get it with a straight leg, just not behind the knee, either above or below. Left leg lowers down about 45 degrees. Pull, pull the right leg in 2 times and switch. Pull, pull more. Pull, pull more. Elbows are wide and your back is heavy on the mat, so there's no arching. Pull, pull. Now see if you can keep the leg that you're not touching really still when you're pulling the other. That's the hardest part for me, is not bouncing that bottom leg. Pull, pull. So you got to be really in your body and aware and thinking of what you're doing. And now just singles. Switch, switch. Maybe you get up a little bit higher for 4, 3. How straight can you keep your legs? 2. And 1, lower it down. Whew. Next, we've got our lower lift. So if your neck is bothering you already, interlace your fingers behind your head and you'll support your head. If your low back has any stuff going on, hands come in this little diamond shape right under your tailbone. When they're there, you should be able to wiggle your fingers past your butt. That'll help you know you're in the right spot. And regardless, your legs come up to tabletop. And everyone will come up into our curl. Draw the ribs in. If your hands are under your bum, just pop the elbows up. 2 legs up to the sky with your heels touching, toes apart. We inhale, lower the legs only as far as your back doesn't leave the mat. Pause. Exhale, drag them up slow. Inhale to lower. Pause, reach them longer as they come up. This is another one where you need to use your bum a lot. So squeeze your booty. And the straighter you can get the legs, the less you're gonna feel your hip flexors screaming at you. And it doesn't have to be big, it can literally be a couple inches. Sometimes if you go too far to the mat, you start to arch off the mat. So go to where you can control it. We've got 4 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, thighs get heavy into the pelvis. 2. And 1, hug it in. Lower it down, maybe rock side to side again. We only got 1 more, so good news. This one, everyone's hands will be behind the head, but we'll start with them at the legs. So use your legs to help curl you up. Really close the ribs to curl higher and get out of the neck. When you're up here and you're curled the legs holding you, you should feel no neck. And that's ultimately how high you want to stay when we move. So try to stay there. Interlace your fingers behind the head with wide elbows. We finish with our crisscross. You twist to one side, that same knee pulls in. Let the pelvis and hips stay really still. Your elbows are wide, so we're not trying to bring our elbow to touch. We're trying to, if anything, bring your armpit to touch your knee. And then as you're moving, it's as if you're on a paddleboard out in the middle of the ocean, and you want to keep your hips really steady so that you don't tip off and rock into the water. And breathe. We've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1. Lower it down. Extend the legs long. Reach the arms overhead. Let the ribs just flare open. And 1 really big breath, just taking up as much space and length as you can. And then exhale, settling heavy into the mat. We're gonna flip over onto our belly. We'll get a little extension before we go into our side series. So we'll start with the hands in a little stack. I'll turn a little angle for you. Your legs are about hip width and parallel. And you'll rest your forehead on your stack. I'll keep lifting my head up so you can actually hear me. So press the tops of the feet heavy into the mat and curl your tail under like you're trying to get rid of any arch in your low back so that there's no compression there. We're going for length in the spine. And then just feel where your ribs are in your body. They're heavy on the floor, the mat, they're gonna stay there. Keep your head glued to your hands. And on your inhale, lift your head and your hands and just your chest up, but the ribs are heavy. And then exhale right back down. As you lift up, you're trying to kind of fold right around your shoulder blades. Essentially, you're doing a reverse curl. And the heavier the ribs, the better. And the whole time, try to lift your belly button up away from the floor. And let the shoulders soften down so they're not helping to pick you up. Then if you want to add on, maybe the elbows are at a little 90-degree goalpost and they pick up in one piece and they lower down. Inhale to lengthen the heart forward. On the way down, can you get your chest even further forward? When you come up and you hold it and you really stretch your heart forward and belly button up, it should feel really good in the upper back, right around your thoracic, middle thoracic spine. We're gonna hold up in 2 more. Inhale. Exhale down. 1 more. Lift up and hold it up at the top. If your hands are not to your goalpost, bring them out to your goalpost. We're gonna hover the legs up off the mat. And then from there, just the legs are going for a swim. Stick straight legs, but your upper body is as still as you can keep it. You're not trying to move the knees or the toes or the feet. You're trying to move the thigh bones and the rest of the leg follows. Nice. Now maybe the arms extend forward and then swim the arms too. Arms and legs are swimming, belly is pulling in. Think of your armpits pulling down to your hips so the shoulders soften. We're here for 8. 7, entire back body is working. 5, 4, 3, don't drop at the bottom. 2, hold it up on 1, maybe a little bit higher, maybe a little bit longer. And then lower down, child's pose. Let your booty sink down. And breathe. And then we'll come right back out. We're gonna set up on our right side body. Get a little side line going. So it's kind of nice to use your mat as a guide. So if you bring your elbow, shoulder, and hip to the very back edge of your mat, and if you feel behind you, you can feel if you're lined up. And then we're gonna bring our legs to a little tabletop. The knees in line with the hips, feet in line with the knees. And then you can either support your head, it feels nice, especially if you give your head a little pull, or you can bring it down onto your forearm or your bicep. You do you. Either way, we're reaching our top hip a little further away, so there should be some space between your right waistline and the mat. So this is a full body work here. And then your top leg hovered at hip height, and make it really active. Let's flex the foot. So if I came and tried to push your leg down, I wouldn't be able to. No part of it, not even the foot. And then from there, we just lift and lower to your hover. And I want you to feel like the whole time there's a big old boulder on your thigh. So you gotta resist the tension and resist the tension down. The more you can kind of visualize in your mind that tension, you'll feel way more work than if you're just kind of, right? So find that squeeze. And then keeping the bottom waist lifted and the ribs drawing together. And then make the bottom leg really active too. He's not just relaxing, he's super tight. And flex, 3 more. 2. We're gonna keep it hip height on 1, and you're drawing little circles, but again, they're slow. And the whole leg stays one piece, so the foot doesn't go higher than the knee. And on the up part of your circle, find a little extra squeeze of your bum. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse your circles. Maybe they're a little smaller, maybe they're a little bigger. And play around with it. See what works for you. Try and keep your head stacked right on the spine. Let's go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down to a hover. Hand it out if your bleed's on fire, like mine. And then reach again the top hip a little bit further. Draw the ribs in. Bring it back up to hip height. We're going to internally rotate to tap the knee. And then we tap the toe to toe. Knee to knee, toe to toe. Knees touch, toes touch. And as you're doing that, your hips are staying really still. So essentially, it's just the femur head rotating in the pelvis, kind of lubricating the hip joints and working into that glute med and your adductors. 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1. Lower down. 1 more here. Whew. To get the length in the waist, lift the top leg back up to hip height. Now your thigh bone stays right here. We're going to stretch the leg forward, bend it back to 90. And as you're stretching it, feel like you're pushing the boulder away and then resisting the boulder in. And when you reach the heel forward, pull your hip back in opposition so you stay really square. And this is another one that the more you put into it, the more you're going to feel. 4, ouch, 3, 2, we'll keep it straight on 1. Lower it down for a sec because I can't keep it up anymore. And then we'll lift it up. We're going to internally rotate it so your thigh bone is turning in, the knee turns down, and then we're just going to lift and tap, lift and tap. Try and reach your left hip a little bit further out of your left ribs so you're not collapsing. Shoulders soften, even the face softens. We've got 4, 3, 2. We finish here. We're drawing the tiniest little circles, like a penny-sized circle. Keep that internal rotation. Thigh bone is turning down. Reverse your pennies, maybe they're dimes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down, pat it out. Let's drag the leg in towards you. And you can push the thigh away. We'll get a nice stretch in that that hip flexor. We'll do a proper big figure 4 stretch at the end. And you can let the knee fall down, kind of whatever feels good right here. Maybe circle, get some little crunchies in there. And then before we go to the other side, I'm just gonna come up to seated with the fingertips behind you. Fingers are facing your bottom. Get them as parallel as you can. Feet are down. We can have the feet and knees together. We're gonna pick our bum up and we're just lowering down to a hover, finding our triceps. If you want it nicer, your feet are closer to you. If you want it not so nice, feet are further away from you. You can even lift up into your full one long line in your reverse plank. Oh, my feet are coming in. And your elbows point straight back so they don't open to the sides. Straight back to the wall behind you. In 4 more, we'll hold it halfway. 2, 1, halfway, just little tiny pulses to burn it out. Roll the shoulders open. If you want to get fancy, maybe you got one leg up, then the other leg. No thank you for me. We're here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. And then other side. So now flip onto your left side. Use the mat as your ruler. One long line from elbow to shoulder to hip. And then your legs come forward to your tabletop. And then really pull your head away from your neck so you feel length. Top leg comes up. Take that second to make the whole leg really active. So I wouldn't be able to make your foot move. It's really solid. Top waist reaches away and then we come up into our hover. Keeping the hips really still and finding that squeeze at the top. And you find a little more lift in your bottom waist and length in your top waist. Top hand can go to the mat, can go behind the head, it can go to the hip. I personally like it on the hip because then you can help feel if the hip's moving around a lot. If you go too far open, the hip pulls back. You want to keep it stacked. 3 more. 2. On 1, lower it to hip height, and we're drawing those circles. And the whole leg is one solid piece. Bottom leg really active as well. And then reverse your circles. Finding that squeeze on the up of your circle. That's when you tighten your seat even more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down for a sec. Reorganize. Like I'm all crooked. And then we bring the leg up. We've got our knee to knee, toe to toe. Knee to knee, toe to toe. And the hips stay as still as you can keep them. And make this big. When your knee is down, your foot is high. When your foot is down, your knee is high. Yeah. And then keep that pulling in sensation of the ribs. Your abs are lifting up and towards your middle of your back. Right in between your shoulder blades is where your abs are being magnetized up towards. 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1. Lower it down. And out. And then right back up to hip height. Yeah, find the reach in your top waist. We extend the leg forward. Bend it back to 90. Like again, you're pushing something heavy away and then resisting in. As the heel reaches forward, pull your hip back. Try and get your heel on the computer screen and then drag it back. And as your foot goes to the computer screen, your hip pulls back to the wall behind you. 4 more. Notice if your leg wants to turn out or turn in. You want to try and keep it really parallel. Mine's doing all kinds of stuff. 2 more. Next time it's straight, it stays straight. Lower it down for a sec, reorganize. And our last little bit, and then we're almost out of here. So find your length and your lift. Bring the leg up, internally rotate it from the thigh bone, not just the foot. We lower and lift. Your range is your own. So it can be big, it can be small. It's where you feel that work on that side of your tush. Use your exhale to lift. In 4 more, we'll hold it up in circle to finish this. 3, 2, 1. Draw your little pennies or your dimes. Ooh. Notice if one leg feels more than the other. 4, 3, 2. Reverse. See if you can find a little more lift in the upper body. 5, 4, this is it. 3, 2, 1. Lower that leg down. Slide it up. Let the foot plant. Maybe you push the thigh away to open up the hip and the inner thigh a bit. Should feel really good. And let it fall forward. We got 5 more minutes. We're almost out of here. Let's flip over onto our back. We'll get a proper figure 4. Let me go this way. So cross your left ankle over the right knee. Hold behind your right thigh. Pull it in as you use your elbow to push the left knee away. And just take a few big breaths, breathing into any spots that feel tight. And then exhale, try to soften any of that tension. Maybe you rock side to side. Find your spot that kind of screams at you, and then breathe into it. And then we'll get the other side when you're ready. Other leg, just have your feet pointed or flexed, just make them do something that helps keep your knees lined up properly. And yeah, just those big breaths, inhaling into the tightness, and exhale, soften into it. If it felt good to let it tip over to one side, maybe find your extra sticky spot and breathe there. One more breath. And then find center. One hand on each thigh, just circle them in the pelvis or the hip sockets. I'm just gonna lubricating the hips. Let's go 3. Get both directions. 2. And 1. Let's rock and roll our way up. So come up onto all 4s. Hands right under the shoulders. Fingertips are spread out wide. And then we'll walk the feet again back one at a time into our plank. And we're going to send our weight back so our booty is coming over our heels. And then we shoot our weight forward. We send it back like we're going to sit on our heels, and then we power forward. Inhale back, exhale forward. Squeezing your bum, stretching your legs long. Exhale forward. Find nice, big, powerful breaths. Go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Find your plank, hold it there. Push the floor away more. Knees come down. Quick little child's pose. We got one more plank. Then we'll roll up and you're out of here. Your hands are sweaty. Walk your hands back into your final plank of class. Lift into your back, one leg at a time, steps back. Feet are just a few inches apart. And just like we did earlier, we're just going to come forward on our toes and back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Get the legs really stiff and solid. The tighter the legs, the lighter your body's going to feel here. We've got 5, 4, elbows soft. 3, 2, on 1, booty up to the sky. Maybe open the feet out a bit. Finding your downward dog, you can narrow your stance. Maybe pedal the feet out one at a time. And then I'm going to come to my knees, but you guys stay where you are. Keep your hips still and start to walk your hands back to meet your feet. So feet are on the floor, you're walking in, and then once you're there, just hang heavy. If your fingertips are on the floor, just roll up a little bit higher. Gently shake your head no. Nod your head yes, just kind of working through any tension in the neck. And then hang heavy. Keep your arms long and just shrug your shoulders up to get really crunchy, and then let them go. And do that again. Get really crunchy and tight in between the shoulders, and drop it. One more. Big squeeze of the shoulder blades. Get really uncomfortable, and then just let it go and be heavy. Keep your knees soft and your weight slightly further forward in your toes so your bum doesn't fall behind you. Big inhale through your nose. Fill your back ribs. Exhale, tuck your tail and start to rebuild your spine. Lower back, middle back, you're pulling your waist back. Ribs are lifting off the hips. Upper back comes up. Shoulders stacked over the hips. Ears over the shoulders at the top. 3 big dramatic shoulder rolls to the back. 2 and 1. Let the arms hang. Maybe just close your eyes for a second as you stand and just find stillness. And just check in with your body. Notice how you feel now that you've got some fresh blood and fresh oxygen pumping through your body. Maybe even take a moment of gratitude for your body, for what it just brought you through and what it will get you through. One more big inhale, arms come overhead. Reach the fingertips to the ceiling and slowly press them down like you're pushing through thick, wet cement. And as you press down, you get a little taller. The crown of your head reaches up. Your ribs are lifting off your hips. Your belly is pulling up. And you guys are all done. Yay.